Alright, we're back at this ISX we're building here in the shop. If you've seen any of the other videos, this is coming out of this, well, going into this truck. The motor that came out had a hole in the block, and so we've got a different block now. We're building back up. We're using what parts we can off that motor, but we are doing pretty much a full overhaul. It's got a new head, pistons, liners, bearings, oil pump. So anyway, we're fixing it up good, but it's going back together now. So anyway, we're going to do the timing on this today, and we've got all the gears on here and torqued that we can do at the moment. So they're torque turn, so that's what you see on the marks. This lower gear here is a scissor gear. If you haven't seen that before, it's actually got two pieces, two separate gears, and the bolts on the front will allow that to scissor. So it's got two pieces to the gear here. They scissor. When you tighten up these bolts, and you only need to back off two. You can see that this one's backed off, this one's tight, but you back off this one and the one next to it, or the one across from it, and it will allow this gear to turn like so. And so when you get the lash all done, or when you get the timing all set, you can put this gear into mesh by tightening these up, and it will turn just a little bit and take the slop out of the gears. It's there for noise, but when you're doing timing, you have to have that gear unmeshed, I guess is the word. So we back it off so the teeth are straight across from each other, so there's play in the gears and allow us to do the timing right.
Unloaded.
Yeah, unloaded. That's the word. Yeah, load and unload. So anyway, load and unload the gear. Load would twist this, allow it to take the slop out of the gears. And anyway, we'll show you that when we're done. That's the last thing you do after you set timing, is go ahead and load that gear back up. So we're here, we got the cam in. We'll go ahead and put this cam gear on. This gear's on and tight. This is our adjustable idler gear, and so it is loose right now, and everything here is a torque turn. We'll use feeler gauges here and here to get that lash right. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to put the cam gear on. Put your Loctite on the gear. You definitely want that. It is just a press fit, so you need that green Loctite to hold everything on there. So we'll rock this adjustable idler gear up so we have room to adjust. Put that gear on like so. Then got a dowel pin there. You want to just make sure you line up the dowel pin there. Like that. Socket. You only need about 4 hands to do this job. It already rolled on there. So we're just going to go hand tight with the bolt. That, and then back it off about a flat. Okay, then you get your two 4/1000 feeler gauges, and it's marked right here where they go, but you see the little groove right there. We'll go on there, and then same over here on that side of the gear, like that. And then you just use hand pressure to roll this gear Okay, so I use hand pressure here. You roll it towards the motor and rolls that into mesh like that. And you just want a slight drag on your feeler gauges here. So hold that there. These are torque turn. These will go to 22 foot-pounds and then 60 degrees. So we'll get them snugged up. And we won't do the degree on them just yet. So the main thing you're dealing with is you don't want your Loctite to dry before you get the final torque on that gear either. So it's actually a little bit loose. That's not bad, I guess. Then the cam gear, 75 foot-pounds. And 120 degrees. I change the torque on this all the time. I have a paint pen, so we're going to go 2 flats. So there's the flat, and we'll mark it over here with that.
Don't tip the motor over.
And just kind of keep checking until you get there. We're pretty much there. I'll give it a little nudge, but like that. And what I neglected to start off with, and I shouldn't have gone that far ahead, but you got your timing wedge. So how you do this where they're press fit, there's no keyways. So you're going to lock the cam in time. There's a slot right there. This is a 6-degree wedge. We have a set of wedges, and there are some different ones. Most of them are 6-degree. And then there's a timing pin over here, kind of behind and under the fuel pump. And you'll roll the motor over till that pin locks in. That puts the piston 1 and 6 at top dead center. And then when you wedge the cam, it puts the cam in time. And then you're allowed to put the gears on. So yeah, I should have went through that first, but still, you got to have a wedge, you got to have a pin. And then you get this process done. We're gonna, remember we went to 22 foot-pounds right here. Now we'll go 60 degrees on those, which is 1 flat of the bolt. So we'll go ahead and mark them up. I usually just mark a flat and then go to the next flat and mark where we want it to be. Like that. And like that. And we'll go ahead and roll them the degree they need. About there. Okay, now we're there. Go ahead and pull our wedges out. Not wedges, feeler gauges, sorry. I got the feeler gauges out. Got a little bit of play there, and then we will load this gear back up and take that slot back out. So that is pretty much it. Timing and ISX.